Terror attack outside a crowded concert venue in New York. The investigation is underway, and we're live there this morning. Also, the latest on some news breaking overnight: a fiery collision on a tarmac when a passenger plane with 400 people on board goes up in flames after the big post-holiday travel rush. Plus, the new baby formula recall. What parents need to know. That's coming up right here on GMA.
The start of the new year means there's so much to look forward to around San Antonio. Entertainment-wise, in just a few weeks, the Alamo City will host one of the largest MLK marches in the country. Then Cowboy Breakfast makes its return with the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo kicking off soon afterwards. And then it's not too far off is Fiesta 2024. For a full list of what's coming up this new year, head on over to ksat.com. A new partnership with Alamo Colleges and a university in Mexico is opening doors for nurses, creating new possibilities for those seeking medical help. We have an inside look coming up. And bowl game season is in the books, but for the Longhorns, it's over. We have your game highlights from the upset between the Longhorns and the Washington Huskies after the break. And taking a look at TransGuide 281 at San Pedro, things look good. Rain is in the forecast, so this evening's commute might look completely different. And we are frozen on our animation. The good news, it's not freezing outside. Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. It is Tuesday, January 2nd.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you had a great start to 2024. The weather was nice.
It was very mild out there, lots of fireworks, but here we jump back into the grind for a lot of folks. And Mike Ostrage, we say Happy New Year to you. How are things looking this morning?
Not bad. On the coolish side, not cold, jacket weather. And then make sure it's kind of a rain jacket because we don't have any showers in and around town right now. A couple of little sprinkles out to the west showing up on radar, but we'll see more rain developing throughout the course of the day. So again, dry here in town. This is a look at radar, and this is from the Del Rio radar site. And as you can see, just a couple little spots over here, maybe just to the west of Hondo, a few in and around Uvalde, Concan, and further on out to the west. And this will continue to sort of grow a little bit this morning and then work its way to the east as the morning rolls into the afternoon. And especially this afternoon, we'll see a few more showers out there. Consistent temperatures, mid 40s. Normal low is 41. So everybody is a few degrees above that. And we're not really going to move all that much throughout the day. Mountain cedar, if you've been sneezing, sniffling, well, that's a good reason why. 23,800, and mold's on the low side at least. The updated count's going to come out in a couple of hours later on this morning. Temperatures, like I said, aren't going to be moving really at all throughout the day for all intents and purposes. We will have a little bit better rain chances picking up as the day rolls on into the afternoon, and a high temperature if indeed we do make it up to 50 later on today. And it's going to be sort of that damp kind of chill out there. Good grilled cheese and soup sort of a day. Stays cool the next couple of days. Today is the only chance of rain early on in the week, but then to finish up the week, we have another rain chance. Take a look ahead to that and the upcoming weekend in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, RJ Marquez behind the wheel. What's going on, sir?
Yeah, good morning, Mike, and good morning to all of our viewers out there. As we take you outside here, TransGuide traffic cameras, you see traffic moving pretty good throughout the entire city of San Antonio. A lot of people maybe getting up right now, getting back to work after this, after hopefully what was a good holiday break for everyone out there. So I-35 Southwest Military traffic moving pretty good in both directions there. Same here at 37 at Jones Avenue. We have a couple of smaller things kind of popping up now on our maps. We're looking here at Palo Alto College, so the southwest kind of south side. Highway 16 at Campari Lane, there was a report of a crash. Also, may have also been reported as a vehicle fire as well. Again, this has been something reported by San Antonio Fire Department. Going to take you all the way to northeast side here as we have a report of a stalled vehicle on the northbound lanes of I-35 at Cibolo Creek. So for any of our drivers that are headed up, maybe you're going to go up to New Braunfels or Schertz, kind of that whole area. Just keep this in mind. We have a stalled vehicle. Doesn't appear to be causing any major delays at the moment. One more crash being reported right now. This is off the highway there on the near northeast side on Eisenhower Road. So again, starting to see just a lot of sort of little things pop up as more people get out on the roadways again, getting back to work to start your work week out there. Loop 410 there at Cherry Ridge, traffic moving pretty good in that area. We did have a crash there earlier this morning, but we do see smooth sailing out there right now. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. New this morning, a crash leading to a shooting on the street. San Antonio police say it happened around 9:30 last night in the 4100 block of Turon Road. That's on the city's east side near Roland Avenue. Police say a man was driving his truck too fast around a curve when he crashed into a fence and tree. Police tell us that's when someone in a black SUV pulled up to the crash and started arguing with the driver and the passenger in the truck. Police say when the SUV driver heard sirens, he then shot the driver of the truck in the chest, got back in his vehicle, and drove off. The victim was taken to the hospital in critical condition.
In your Texas headlines, lawmakers returning to Capitol Hill with a list of pressing items, one of them being the overflow of migrants down at the border. Preliminary numbers from the government show record migration for the month of December. According to the Department of Homeland Security, border authorities accounted more than 225,000 migrants along the border just last month alone. Governor Abbott says Texas can't handle the surge, so he's sending those migrants to big cities like Denver and Chicago.
They're being told that they are in the city of Chicago, literally dropped off in the middle of nowhere. I find that to be inhumane and unconscionable.
Likely, we will see more people die as a result of the inability of governments to really address the humanitarian needs.
In Congress, both parties say they want to address the border crisis, but Republicans say it has to come first over any other policy discussions.
A new year means new Texas laws.
That's right. A new slate of Texas laws now in effect after last summer's legislative session.
One of the biggest changes is for programs that focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion. The state will no longer allow public colleges and universities to have DEI offices.
Another change has to do with property tax relief. Texas homeowners and businesses will potentially get thousands of dollars cut from their property tax bills. The $18 billion property tax cut package lowers school district property taxes, which makes up a large share of landowners' bills.
Another new law cracks down on vaping for minors. Businesses can no longer use cartoon characters, celebrities, or images of candy in their marketing to sell e-cigarettes. It will now be a Class B misdemeanor if they're caught. And finally, HOAs, Property Owners Association, must now have a transparent policy on how they give violations to owners. HOAs will have to send each property owner a copy of their policies and post them online.
The Texas Longhorns could not get the big finish they needed last night against the Washington Huskies in the Sugar Bowl. Huskies managed to hold on for a final score 37-31. Washington's quarterback Michael Penix Jr. put on a historic performance, throwing for 430 yards. And now the Huskies will face off against the Michigan Wolverines to see who will reign supreme. The 2024 College Football Playoffs National Championship game will be played Monday, January 8th in Houston. Kickoff is at 6:30 p.m. Out to Pasadena we go for the beautiful Rose Bowl semifinal game. Number 1 Michigan Wolverines taking on number 4 Alabama Crimson Tide, and the Tide would come out roaring, handing off to Jace McClellan, who jukes a defender in an open space, and he's gone, taking it in for the 34-yard touchdown run. Michigan would answer with a touchdown, and then J.J. McCarthy finds Tyler Morris over the middle. Morris can move, tiptoeing down the sideline, hitting the pylon on the way in. Wolverines fired up, but on the extra point kick, the snap is fumbled and it remains a 6-point game. That would be crucial later because the Tide would retake the lead with another McClellan touchdown and go up by 7 in the fourth thanks to a field goal. Michigan came right back as McCarthy finds Roman Wilson, who trots in to tie it at 20. This game would go into overtime, and Michigan got the ball first. Wolverines go to the ground with Blake Corum, who will not go down. A 17-yard touchdown to put the pressure on Bama. 4th and goal from the 3. Low snap. Jalen Milroe gets tripped up by his own offensive lineman as the Wolverines defense holds on to win it 27-20 the final. And Michigan linebacker Junior Colson shared what happened on that last play.
We're playing cover 0, Coach was telling us, all the time, this is the moment we were built for. This is the moment where we can come out here and play for. And we knew exactly what was going to happen. It's like when the moments get tough, who you go to? You always go to your best player. They went to their best player, and we were right there to stop it. So we sent the house. I said it's 4th down. It's one last play. Everybody's strained to the ball.
USFL is in business. The XFL is underway.
There's no doubt spring just got stronger.
Spring football in San Antonio here to stay. The XFL Brahmas will play their second season at the Alamo Dome after a merger with the USFL, and the XFL created the United Football League, or UFL. The Brahmas are one of the 4 XFL teams that made the merger along with 4 USFL teams. They'll be split into 2 conferences, and the Brahmas have a new head coach. Former Cowboys head coach Wade Phillips will be taking the reins here. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and his ex-wife and UFL partner Danny Garcia will still be a part of the organization as co-owners. And Brahmas fans, stay ready because tickets are going on sale soon. Well, after a rough game with the Boston Celtics, the Spurs back in action tonight up in Memphis, taking on the Grizzlies. Tip-off set for 7 p.m. Spurs will look to avoid a 3-game losing streak. Thursday, the Spurs return home to take on the Milwaukee Bucks.
Go Spurs, go.
Go Spurs, go.
Time now 6:09 and 47 degrees for now. X is reportedly down over 70% since Elon Musk bought it. We're going to see what experts are saying on how this happened.
And after enjoying that celebratory bowl of black-eyed peas or a menudo, resolutions have been made. What some of you are hoping to accomplish in this new year, coming up.
Resolutions. I didn't make one again this year. What about you, Mark?
Nope.
Anti-resolution here on the desk. 47 degrees out there. We'll be right back.
6:13, welcome back. A new year means a new beginning, and many people use this time to improve certain areas in their lives.
Gary Berenger headed out to talk with people here in San Antonio about how they want to start and be better this year.
San Antonians always start the new year off with a bang. Lots of them. And for some, that even extends to resolutions. With health and fitness being common goals, we headed to a couple gyms and, not surprisingly, found people who had made those resolutions.
Being from a Hispanic family, tamales, menudo, so I had to get my fill yesterday and, change it today.
Though nobody we talked to said they were new to the gym, and for some, it's not a new goal.
We'll continue it. So I started it, I stopped, I continued, and now it's flowing over.
Regulars told us their gyms still weren't all that crowded.
I guess everybody partied too hard, so I guess people are still sleeping, taking a couple more Z's before they actually walk in, whatever that time is.
Apart from getting fitter, one of my resolutions is to get more of my home improvement projects done in a more timely manner. Like this shelf.
I asked you to do that 2 weeks ago.
And today's day 1.
There were other non-fitness goals too, like aspiring music artist Ariel Johnson.
I want to be more persistent and more consistent on my obligations that I have to do, which is as far as like promoting my music.
Not everyone's into the whole idea of resolutions.
I don't really like saying that it's a resolution because that implies that it's just like some magical thing that people are just expected to happen in a week. I usually like to say a New Year's plan.
Whatever your resolution or plan, we wish you luck. Hey, I know I'll need it. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Good luck, Garrett. Research shows most people give up New Year's resolution within a couple of weeks, sometimes even days into the new year.
So if you're still brainstorming resolutions, clinical psychologist Susan Albers with Cleveland Clinic says the first way to help make resolutions stick is to be specific about your goals.
Change is not like a light switch. It is a process. Our brains love to know the direction that we are going. So instead of saying, I want to exercise more, make a specific goal, such as 20 minutes of walking a day. This is going to make you much more successful in completing this goal.
Albers reminds us to also be realistic. Setting goals that are not sustainable can make resolutions fall flat.
This is because we tend to set behaviors that are too different from where we are at this very moment. Anticipating obstacles. This is a helpful strategy for continuing resolutions.
She adds, stopping a behavior is harder than starting one. So instead of trying to not eat any more junk food, spin it into something more positive, like incorporating more vegetables into your diet and then gradually cutting out junk food. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. I think baby steps is a good idea instead of a full-on resolution, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Time now 6:16, and we'll check in with RJ. Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
I did not, or I don't at the moment, but I thought about it for a split second yesterday, so I don't know if that's half the battle, maybe. You know, we're getting there, trying to be better in 2024. We're going to take you outside real quick here with TransGuide. You saw that video of those fireworks, like in Garrett's story. Absolutely incredible stuff here, City of San Antonio. All right, traffic moving pretty good throughout most of our city right now as we get going here, our 6 o'clock hour. We do have a stalled vehicle there on the far northeast side, so a little bit past Selma. You can see right here we have a stalled vehicle there northbound I-35 at Cibolo Valley Drive. So if you are headed up in the kind of in that Selma, Schertz, Cibolo area, just keep this in mind. You might come across this, but it doesn't appear to be causing any sort of major delays at the moment. Again, no major crashes as we get a little bit closer to the rest of the city. We do have a crash here that's being reported off the highway there at Eisenhower Road. So again, nothing major kind of right now. So this is good news if you're headed out right now. A lot of people starting out their work week right now. So traffic moving pretty good across the entire city. Maybe the resolution is to be better, safer drivers. Be a good one.
Right?
To start with.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. At least it's still dry out there, Mike.
Yeah, we got a couple of sprinkles off to the west, and we'll see a few more as the day rolls on. However, if you are heading back to work, and for some of the kids that may have school today, I know not everybody's back in school yet.
Staggered.
Wanted to get the bus, give it a kind of test run here in
Yeah.
2024, 45 degrees, so pretty much steady temperatures all morning long. A few light showers are going to be developing. Like I said, there are a few of them out to the west right now, and then more scattered around the area later on today. Only 50, so jacket's going to be a really good idea throughout the afternoon, and it's going to be kind of that dampish cool as well. All right, take a look, and we were talking about fireworks downtown. Absolutely beautiful picture. I love that. Gorgeous. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect shot. Don't forget, this is historically the coldest time of the year, where the normal high temperature is 63, normal low is 41. We're above that right now, but then we're going to be well below that, the high temperature, later on today, and we'll stay on the cool side at least for the next couple of days. A lot of clouds around here starting off, and as I was talking about, here's those few little sprinkly showers. If you're heading out 90 between Hondo and Uvalde, you may run into one or two of those, a couple of them up around Concan, and then a few more over there heading in toward Del Rio near Crystal City. Not much, but this will continue to sort of expand as we go into the late morning and the afternoon rolls on. Yesterday, we did make it up to 62, just about a normal high temperature, but today, whole different story. We're going to be staying, anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees below normal. Some folks are not going to be getting out of the 40s later on today, and we will have those showers continuing to develop throughout the course of the morning and then going into this afternoon. It's not going to be a huge rain event. There will be a couple of spots where there's going to be a decent shower here and there. That's going to be the case through dinner time into the early evening hours, and then by the overnight hours, late tonight and overnight, we're going to start to see that rain work its way on off to the east, and then we'll start to see at least a couple of days of a break in the action. It's this little trough right here working its way across, gives us the rain chance. Here's the break, and then that next low moving in here. Not really close enough. This is the same thing it seems like we've seen for the past few of these cutoff lows that have a little bit of a mind of their own, and it's going to be taking a path just a little too far to the north. It will give us a couple of showers, but not a huge rain event on Friday, so at least another chance at some rain. Then once we get into the weekend, things are going to be clearing back out again. It's going to be a warm weekend. So today, only 50, then add 10 to that tomorrow, Thursday. A little more sunshine tomorrow, and to start off on Thursday, and then the clouds are going to build back on in here. Cool mornings. Friday, that chance for some rain, and then look at that, mid-upper 60s over the weekend. We will have more sunshine around here. Another chance of rain Monday, and top off at 75, but then another front appears to be on the horizon in about a week to knock temperatures back down closer to normal. And if you are keeping your tree up through the Epiphany on Saturday, it's going to be nice to take decorations down on that day. So
that's what you're doing.
Yep.
This weekend. Okay.
Yep.
Us too. Good idea, Mike.
Right now, 621, 47 degrees.
A popular baby formula brand is being recalled, and we're going to tell you what to throw out in your morning consumer news.
Introducing Ned's Plaque Psoriasis. He thinks his flaky red patches are all people see.
Otezla is the #1 prescribed pill to treat plaque psoriasis. It can help you get clearer skin and reduce itching and flaking with no routine blood tests required. Doctors have been prescribing it for nearly a decade. Otezla is also approved to treat psoriatic arthritis. Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Serious allergic reactions can happen. Otezla may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Some people taking Otezla have depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur.
With clear skin, movie night is a groovy night. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla.
Welcome back at 6:24. So some powdered baby formula is being pulled from the shelves due to contamination issues. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration warned consumers of possible bacterial contamination and Reckitt hyperallergenic powdered infant formula products. Now, manufacturers voluntarily recalled more than 675,000 cans of the formula. That was after the formula tested positive for Chronobacter bacteria, which can cause rare but potentially deadly infections in newborns. The FDA says that no illnesses have been reported to date.
The value of X has reportedly plunged. According to Axios, Fidelity estimates the platform is worth 71% less than when Elon Musk bought it 15 months ago for $44 billion. Experts say this is because Musk changed the name from Twitter, fired thousands of employees, and clashed with advertisers.
Meta is dropping the price of its Oculus Quest 2 virtual reality headset. It's been on sale for $250 for the last 2 months. Now the company is making that sale price permanent.
Finally, Chinese electric vehicle maker BYD says it produced 3 million new vehicles last year. That puts the company on track to outdo Tesla's production for a second straight year. As of the third quarter, Elon Musk's company was on pace to produce fewer than 2 million electric vehicles.
Time now 6:25 and 47 degrees for now.
We can think about the endless possibilities regionally for partnerships with Mexico and with other countries, perhaps.
And in our next half hour, a new curriculum from the Alamo Colleges District will help create more nurses in Mexico. We'll hear from the program director on how that all works.
Data from Forbes says 40% of people will try to improve their finances this year. We're going to talk about some New Year money tips in our next half hour.
As you may have heard, rain is in the forecast for right now. The roads are dry at 35 at Southwest Military and Interstate 37 at Jones Avenue. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, January 2nd.
Thanks for joining us. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Mike Osterhage is standing by with our second day of the year forecast.
Hello.
No pressure.
Good morning. This morning it is starting off kind of coolish out there. Not real cold, but then it's not going to really move throughout much throughout the day. The temperatures are not. We don't have any rain showing up anywhere in this picture. I think last week we had some of those beautiful sunrises. Not going to be the situation this morning because we got a lot of clouds out there. And I can't tell if that's a drop on the lens right over there. That may be with just a couple of those little, perhaps even a sprinkle showing up as of right now. 47 degrees, 38 is the dew point. So we've got still enough humidity out there that it gives it that little bit of a chill. Here's what's showing up on radar. Just a few little light sprinkly showers. Hondo right there on 90 between Hondo, Uvalde. A couple more just kind of scattered around in portions of the hill country. Everything sliding off to the north. And this will continue to sort of fill in as the morning rolls on and going into this afternoon. These numbers have not moved really all morning. Temperatures are still averaging mid 40s, 5-6 degrees above normal. Mountain Cedar is just sky high and then beyond, 23,800 in yesterday's count. Mold's on the low side, if that really matters. Coolish this morning, a light little shower or two here and there, a couple of sprinkles, and then some scattered showers this afternoon. And it stays chilly, only 50. So basically, again, temperatures aren't going to be moving throughout the day. The next couple of days, we are going to still be on the cool side, warmer than today, though, but a little bit of sunshine as well. Then we go into the weekend. Friday, we do have a chance for some rain, and we're also going to start to warm up but we'll have more sunshine over the weekend as well. Talk more about the next rain chance on Friday, and then maybe one even beyond that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, any problems on the roads out there, RJ?
Actually, Mike, things looking pretty good right now. As we take you outside TransGuide traffic camera, you see we have pretty good traffic here in I-37 Hackberry. Traffic moving pretty well in both directions there. Let's going to give you the citywide map right now. And we had that stalled vehicle that was reported a little bit earlier up in the Selma area. That has been cleared out. Now, TxDOT, I just checked the website, maybe a couple of minutes ago, and they are now reporting another stalled vehicle there. Loop 410 at I-10, so in that Balcones Heights area. I'll get a little bit more information on that, see what we're looking at here in just a bit. Want to let you know before you head out, obviously, if you are getting back to work today, kind of getting back into the mix, we do have an update here on gas prices. We're looking at $2.70 across the city of San Antonio. Now, I just checked AAA's website, and that's actually up 12 cents from a week ago. So kind of seeing gas prices sort of go up and down, fluctuate a little bit here. We're 5 cents higher than the average gas price across the state, and still 40 cents below the average gas price across the rest of the country. But for the most part, if you're headed out right now, traffic looking pretty good again in most of our general areas. I will get an update here on that stalled vehicle there, Loop 410 and I-10. Give you more information as it comes along here. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. Things quickly went from bad to worse for a driver involved in a crash.
San Antonio police say soon after his truck slammed into a fence, a bullet tore into his body.
Katrina Weber is live at Public Safety Headquarters. And you say detectives there are trying to track down a shooter, Katrina?
Well, that's right. They're looking for the person, clues about the person who pulled up to the crash scene and instead of lending a helping hand, left the driver in need of medical help. The police say they initially got the call about the crash around 9:30 last night, a single car crash. They say a pickup had crashed into a fence and tree after the driver took a turn too fast. This happened on Terran Road, not far from Roland and Rigsby Avenues. Now, while officers were on their way there, they say someone else drove up, began arguing with the driver involved in the crash, then shot him in the chest. That man was rushed to a hospital and he was in critical condition. The shooter got away. Police are still not sure why those two were arguing, but they say the description that they have of the suspect's getaway car is a dark-colored or black Dodge Durango. Reporting live at Public Safety Headquarters, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Gone but never to be forgotten. It's what was echoed by those at 22-year-old Matthew Guetta's vigil New Year's Day.
Guetta and Savannah Soto, his 18-year-old pregnant girlfriend, were killed and found in a car at a Northwest Side apartment complex just one day after Christmas.
Our John Paul Barajas was there and takes us through the emotional moments.
Jesus, my pain is so deep, my anger is fierce, and my fear is crippling. As we grieve Savannah, baby Fabian, and Matthew.
Dozens of friends, family, and strangers gathered at Woodlawn Lake to pray, mourn, and show support at a vigil for 22-year-old Matthew Guerra. He and his 18-year-old pregnant girlfriend, Savannah Soto, were killed just before Christmas and right before they were set to have their baby boy.
We thought that I'd be babysitting Fabian for New Year's or something. Me and Savannah talked about so many things we had planned for Fabian.
Plans to make new memories with a grandchild have been ripped away from both the Guerras and Sotos. Now their families are forever linked by tragedy as they seek justice in an ongoing capital murder investigation.
I love you, Matthew. I love Savannah. I love Fabian.
Through the wave of emotions, hugs, and tears, there were some smiles.
I was the only one in the family that didn't need braces, she said.
Remembering the lives lost and the good times they shared.
They say, Mom, I want some chicken.
The overwhelming message from those in attendance said best by Matthew's dad, Gabriel.
Miss him, and that I'm going to be his voice in this time, and that we're never going to forget him and Fabian and Savannah, and that the love they had for each other.
John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Matthew Guetta will be laid to rest next week. His family told us a public viewing is set for Monday, January 8th at Mission Park Funeral Home on Southeast Military Drive. That viewing will be from 5:30 to 8 p.m. As for Savannah Soto, services are still pending.
Today marks 1 week since Soto, Guetta, and their unborn child were found dead inside a car in an apartment complex parking lot on the Northwest Side. The investigation into their deaths continues, and SAPD detectives are pleading with the public. If you know anything about the murders, speak up now. Following the discovery of their bodies, police released this security video of the parking lot. The video shows two people that detectives are describing as people of interest in the case. If you know something, you can call the San Antonio Police Department's homicide detectives at 210-207-7674. You can remain anonymous. The video and the number to call is posted on our website also at ksat.com.
In your morning headlines, an airliner burst into flames on the runway when it hit a Coast Guard aircraft while landing near Tokyo overnight. This video just into our newsroom. ABC says close to 400 passengers got out safely, but 5 of the 6 crew members on the Coast Guard plane that was hit have been found dead. This situation comes only hours after an earthquake left at least 30 people dead in Japan. The Coast Guard plane involved in this collision was helping with earthquake relief efforts.
The CDC is warning respiratory illnesses are on the rise. The week before Christmas, more than 29,000 people were hospitalized with COVID-19. Another 15,000 were admitted for flu and thousands more with RSV. COVID hospitalizations jumped 17% in 1 week. RSV is slowing in some parts of the country, but it's still showing elevated hospitalization rates. Experts say one reason these illnesses are up is because vaccination uptake is low this season. They recommend vaccinations and masks to help prevent getting sick.
The new year may bring some relief to millions of diabetics who rely on insulin. Sanofi's Lantus will be capped at $35 a month for many patients. The brand is the most widely prescribed insulin in the U.S. Last year, the nation's 2 other major insulin manufacturers, Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly, also reduced their insulin prices. About 8.5 million Americans rely on insulin to survive. As many as 25% of patients haven't been able to afford their medicine.
The U.S. population starts the new year slightly larger than 2023. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, there were almost 336 million people in the country at midnight New Year's Day. That's just over 0.5 percentage point increase from New Year's Day 2023. Officials say the combination of births, deaths, and migration will result in a new addition to the U.S. population roughly every 24 seconds. The projected world population starts the new year off with just over 8 billion people.
In your morning money news, the new year is a great time to map out finances for the year, and ABC finance experts have some things to keep in mind. The first point is to track expenses, whether it's using spreadsheets or keeping a journal. Experts believe staying aware of spending helps identify areas where consumers can perhaps cut back. Second, prioritize high-interest debt repayment. Devote extra funds to debt or loans with high interest rates before it builds up. And lastly, experts say to set realistic goals, whether it's building an emergency fund or savings for specific purchases. Setting tangible goals motivates consistent budgeting efforts.
Millions of workers will be getting a pay bump to start the new year. Nearly half of all U.S. states and Washington, D.C. will increase their minimum wage in 2024. Washington State will continue to have the highest minimum wage in the country at $16.28 an hour. That's up from $15.74 an hour. Meantime, Hawaii will have the largest increase, raising its minimum wage $2 to $14 an hour. And Washington, D.C. will have the highest hourly minimum wage in the country at $17.05. The city will raise its minimum wage again this summer.
Someone's kicking off the new year as a multi-millionaire. A single ticket in Michigan matched all numbers for last night's Powerball drawing, worth $842 million. This is the 5th largest Powerball jackpot, 10th largest U.S. lottery jackpot ever won. There were also 6 winning tickets that matched all 5 white balls, including a ticket from right here in Texas. And right now, 6:40, 47 degrees.
And after the break, we're going to explore a new collaboration between a university in Mexico and the Alamo Colleges District.
And speaking of lottery, here are all your lottery numbers. Pick 3 was very lucky. 7s across the board. Daily 4 numbers 9960, Fireball 1.
Cash 5, 8, 19, 20, 21, 28. And your Texas 2-step 8, 11, 22, 32, bonus ball 16. Your Powerball numbers 12, 21, 42, 44, 49, Powerball 1, Power Play 3. Welcome back at 6:44. A new cross-border collaboration between educational institutions is addressing ongoing shortages in the healthcare industry.
Tiffany Huertas looks at how this Alamo Colleges program is creating opportunities.
Tech Milenio en México y Alamo Colleges en San Antonio, Texas, se han unido para crear un programa educativo en línea.
This video introduces the launch of the International Nursing Pathway by Alamo Colleges District and Tech Milenio, a university in Mexico.
It's a groundbreaking collaboration because it allows for professionals from one country to practice their profession in another country. And you can think about the endless possibilities regionally for partnerships with Mexico and with other countries, perhaps, for solving workforce gaps.
The online program is designed to train qualified nurses from Mexico. It prepares them to take and pass the NCLEX exam, a mandatory requirement to begin the journey to become a registered nurse in the U.S.
They need to have a good level of English because they will have to pass very soon the NCLEX examination. They will have to be graduated from a nurse, and they have to have their license in Mexico.
Alejandra Bueno, International Programs Executive Director for Alamo Colleges District, explains the curriculum.
All the green parts are developed by Tech Milenio here, and then we come with the other competencies, like ethics, healthcare law and regulations, healthcare professional digital badge.
The educational institutions have also partnered with Methodist Healthcare System to provide job opportunities.
They will have to pass the NCLEX examination, and then they're going to have an online interview. If the employer, in this case the Methodist, wants to employ them, they're gonna get their visa, they're gonna come here.
Currently, about 20 students are part of this program, and they hope to add more in the future. Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
Time check, 6:46 on your Tuesday morning.
Let's check back with RJ Marcus to see how the roads are looking.
All right, guys. Yeah, it's been a little bit of hit and miss this morning, so that's good news if you're headed out right now. We're not seeing any major incidents at the moment, but we're starting to see a little bit of a buildup here in the 410 I-10 area. So we reported earlier that there was a stalled vehicle there, westbound lanes of I-10 and 410 right there. So we were looking for it on TransGuide traffic cameras. Couldn't really find anything, but you could see our maps are indicating a bit of a slowdown here. Right now, TxDOT is reporting that they did have at least one main lane blocked in this area. So again, if you were headed out here, Balcones Heights, Castle Hills area up to Callahan Road, this is something that you're definitely going to want to keep in mind if you have to head out right now. We're going to look at our traffic, kind of get you in around the city of San Antonio. Right now, inbound traffic, everything's looking pretty good right now with the exception of Castroville. Usually always see a little bit of delay in that area there, 33 minutes to get you in from the far west side. As we take a look at some outbound traffic times, you see the same kind of situation here. Castroville, Lavernia seem to be a little bit of the delayed spots, but again, smooth sailing for the most part. And right, one more quick look here at TransGuide traffic cameras looking at 35 Southwest Military. And good news, guys, there's not, again, many major incidents right now. Maybe some people stayed up late watching that UT game. That game ended at midnight, by the way. That's crazy. So maybe some people getting a little bit later start today.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
I stayed up till 9. That's late for us.
Yeah, that was pushing it.
It was a good season.
Yeah.
That was a tough loss last night for UT.
Both of those games.
Oh, that was outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, I only saw the very beginning of the UT Washington game, but Michigan Alabama,
that was fun. A lot of fun.
I couldn't go to sleep for hours after that. Getting so hyped up.
You're pumped up about it.
Oh my goodness gracious, yeah. So all right, what does 23,800 look like with Mountain Cedar?
Ooh. It looks like that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's called Mother Nature's fireworks, Mike.
Oh my good. I mean, a lot of you might look at that picture. Oh, there's fog out there. No, that's mountain cedar pollen out there in the trees. I don't know if I want to say thank you for that picture or not, but oh my goodness. Thank you for sending that in. Yeah, if you're a allergy sufferer, this may be the reason why you're sneezing and sniffling. No glow of the morning sunrise this morning because of all the clouds out there. And let me go back to this picture. It almost looks like the road may be a bit damp. Now, we're not seeing anything on radar around here right now. We do have a couple little sprinkles that are showing up out there in portions of the hill country. We will continue to see some of these little sprinkling showers around even later on this morning and then starting to pick up a bit more. And as we go on in through the rest of the afternoon, late afternoon, a couple of decent showers out there. not any sort of a huge rain event, unfortunately. This is going to be the situation through dinner time and then going into the evening hours. And we'll have some of those showers, then they will begin to taper off as we go into late tonight and the overnight hours. Now, temperatures aren't going to be moving really at all. We're at 47 right now. May fluctuate a degree or two here or there, and that's going to be the situation throughout the rest of the afternoon. Rain chances do then start to pick up later on today. We'll top off if we indeed hit 50 degrees. Some folks are not going to be getting out of the 40s today. All right, jump ahead. So we've got the rain chance today, and then again later Thursday into Friday, and this will be probably not as great of a shot at rain. And once again, it seems like most of it's going to be further on down there to the east and to the southeast. Then that's going to be clearing on out, and that's going to set us up for a really nice looking weekend around here, although it is going to be on the warmer side. Today, anything but warm. Is going to be that sort of damp chill, 50 for a high temperature. Again, if indeed we hit that. So we start off on the warm side of things and then stay on the cool side. Then tomorrow, a normal low, almost up to where we should be, up to 60. Same thing on Thursday. A little more sunshine, middle chunk of the week. Cloudy Friday, a chance of rain, more sunshine this weekend. Warmer temperatures, mid and upper 60s and even mid 70s on Monday, with another chance of rain by Monday.
See, I like the colder weather, but now I have to hibernate from the mountain cedar, and I can't go outside and enjoy it. Yeah, it's rough this year. The season started later, so I'm wondering if it'll go past its typical mid-February.
But then those first couple of readings were very, very high.
Right.
When the season finally kind of kicked on in here. So, yeah.
Pretty weather, but allergies. Okay.
Thank you, Mike. 6:51, 47 degrees.
Let's look out there with live cam. We don't see that mountain cedar in this shot. Nice shot of live cam, 47 degrees to start your day. Like we were saying, it's cold out there. Grab a jacket. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Coming up, the latest on a possible terror attack outside a crowded concert venue in New York. The investigation is underway, and we're live there this morning. Also, the latest on some news breaking overnight: a fiery collision on a tarmac when a passenger plane with 400 people on board goes up in flames after the big post-holiday travel rush. Plus, the new baby formula recall. What parents need to know. That's coming up right here on GMA.
All right, one last check of traffic during our 6 o'clock hour here, and biggest thing we're following is a stalled vehicle being reported I-10 westbound at Loop 410. Now, our traffic maps were indicating a little bit of a slowdown earlier, but you see that we do have green there right now. All right, one more quick look here at TransGuide, looking at 35 Space Center. Traffic moving pretty good in that area as well. Are expecting some rain later on today, possibly, so just keep that in mind if you're heading out later on throughout the rest of your Tuesday.
Actually, we're seeing a couple of light little sprinkles in and around town right now. Nothing showing up in that picture, but you look at radar, and just there on the south side, a few of those very light sprinkles are showing up over there by Hondo as well. So just watch out for a damp spot on the road this morning. Temperatures have been holding steady, mid-40s. We may make it up to 50 later on today, and we'll see more scattered showers around the area as the day rolls on. Stays cool the next couple of days, and then another chance of rain Friday and a warm weekend.
Very nice overall. We'll take it. Thank you, Mike. Happy New Year again.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. Good Morning America's next. We'll see you back here for GMSA at 9.